Is up, everybody? You are tuning into Horizontal Refreshments, the wettest podcast around. This seems really close to my face, and it is another Wednesday night. We're back after a little break last week, and yeah, excited to be here. The light is shining, and once again, I am Jamal P.
Hey, Jamal P.
Oh, I'm not in the middle, so
I'm sweet. I'm sorry, I'm not used to being in the middle.
I am Donnie Akeem, whichever you prefer.
And we are live, and it's going to be a really interesting day. So today we're going to do things a little bit different. Production is going to be throwing some things at us. Well, first we're going to be talking about all types of stuff, but the main synopsis of today's episode is just to have fun, answer some questions. I guess if y'all have questions, y'all can definitely throw them up in the comments around sex, around relationships, everything under the sun. You'll definitely get a sense of what we're talking about when these questions come, when you hear the mysterious voice asking them through the microphone.
Before we jump into this, I have a quick production-esque question. What is the title of this? Because it's still saying episode 16 about that poly life part 2.
I didn't change it because
I'm changing it now.
Tonight, let's talk.
Okay.
Tonight, let's talk.
That is the name of the game that we are playing. This I ordered this game from a Black-owned company. I've used it on a couple other shows, and we've had some pretty interesting conversations because of it.
I love games like this.
I do too. I like playing these games like at parties and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes, God, get the tea, honey.
We're gonna start with Stanley. He wants to say congratulations to y'all.
Oh, that's my frat brother.
Hi,
congrats
Stanley.
Everyone on the success of your show. Special congratulations to you, Donnie. See you back there. Hi, thank you.
Does Stanley live here?
Happy belated birthday too, by the way. Tauruses, you know I love me a good Taurus. Period.
Yeah. Is Stanley from here?
No, Stanley lives in not St. Louis, Louisiana. I think he may have moved though to Atlanta or something like that.
Louisiana. He a Southern boy.
Yeah, definitely. Boots all year round.
But before we get started, how was everybody's week? Because y'all been gone for like 2 weeks.
I've been gone for too long. Nothing too interesting. I'm going to Wisconsin Dells next weekend though, on a vacation.
I love that.
4 nights, 5 days.
I love that for you.
I signed up for culinary school.
Yes, God.
Start my classes in July.
Do you really need the classes, or you just got, or is it just for certification? You know what? Since we here right now, first of all, I want to thank Brittany for providing the refreshments that were not horizontal for the TDR kickback last weekend. I'm still high, so I can't remember. 2 weekends ago.
Weekend before last.
2 weekends ago, because y'all haven't been on air since it.
Yeah, right.
The taco salad was on point.
Always.
It took me 3 days to finish all the chicken, but I successfully did it. No, I did not share with anybody at home, and it was. And the meatballs, Tyler, I'm mad at you because you specifically asked for the meatballs and you were not there, but the meatballs was on point. So thank you, and you are now officially the food person for TDR. So you have been hired permanently.
A consistent booking.
Definitely a consistent. I like that. Yay.
But congrats on the certificate. You know,
Rat's Kitchen.
for school. You know, because I know a lot of times we have the talents to do things, and you know our experience is super valid. But you know, I've had these conversations with Ladarius, who you know is planning on opening his own business. Having you know that, I guess, paper or certification just adds on to. It shows that you're investing in your craft. So it's like, yeah, I've been doing this and know how to do this, but I also have invested in my craft, and I feel like stuff like that helps with you know loans or things. You know, open a business when you're trying to sell that to like a bank and stuff, because you know you can go in there like, yeah, I do this and that. But
Chad, it definitely helps with my insurance, my auto insurance. They ask you, are you in school? You get a discount for that. So
where you at?
I'm with Progressive. So what you call Geico had me fucked it up.
It's so weird because I pay $134 with Geico.
I paid that same amount with Progressive. Geico tried to have me paying $273 a month.
And Progressive had
I'm
me
not paying less than both of y'all with Progressive.
And I don't know. I know the name of the game with insurance is by the time it's time for me to renew it in September, they might try to go up on me. I'm willing to pay up to like 160 ish, and then it might be time for me to find somebody else.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
it's a
like
moon,
it.
a crest. I change it like I change my nose ring like every 2 weeks.
Oh.
So
Well,
yes,
I don't see you every 2 weeks no more. So.
true. Well, the last 2 weeks, but
And I'm normally not on this side of you. either.
true. I used to have two. I'm going to get the other one soon, but yeah.
Oh. But to answer your question, the reason why I signed up for school was because I want to know everything that I can. There's certain things that I don't know. I want to know absolutely everything. I'm
Right.
motivated. I want to know it all.
And it's important to be as well rounded as possible because you might have people who, come to you with questions like, "Can you do this?" And the last thing you want to be, respond is like, "No, I don't know how to do that." It's like that's money going to somewhere else. So if like you can do a brunch or a barbecue
Oh,
or
Lord,
fish fry
God.
or some desserts, you can do it all.
Because there's only so much you're going to learn on YouTube anyway. Yeah.
And YouTube don't offer certifications, unfortunately. Even though I know a lot of people who legitimately have learned from watching YouTube videos, unfortunately, the school of YouTube is not taken too seriously.
I'm just waiting for the day you show up on MasterChef.
or Chopped or some shit.
Yeah.
I watch all that too. I feel like I would just drop my own cookbook on Amazon, call it a day, and promote my
I mean, you can
stuff.
still do that after you get famous. You go on them shows, you get voted off in like the last 5. That way you can still technically get a job with him, and then you drop your cookbook.
My problem is some of them judges don't be speaking to some of them contestants.
And that's why you need to be there. So you can be like,
y'all
baby.
I'm mess around and get arrested. That's what y'all trying to make happen because I just don't trust myself.
But then you'll be the one cook we will never forget.
So they got a spinoff.
This
I probably won't
is
be able to
just
leave
You
real
probably
quick.
get hired. You get
Nasty.
hired as one of the
You
guest
tasted
judges going into the
Yeah.
future.
I don't like that.
It's the Ciroc brandy.
Yeah,
Why
Yeah.
you like-
that I wanted to try it.
He wanted to try.
Oh,
We'll just
Yeah.
leave it here. One of the alcoholics on the staff will finish it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna drink it while we're here, but I definitely will leave it here if it's any left.
mhm.
Yeah, because I don't want to take that home. That nasty. That is nasty.
Did you pour enough apple juice?
Maybe I did. I poured a smidget of liquor. I didn't even pour that much liquor in here. So
Maybe you just got some bad apple
Wasn't
juice.
my kind of smidget.
Maybe you
Takes a
should
little
have.
bit.
Maybe you should have mixed that with a Coke or something.
that might be what it is too. It may go better with a
'Cause
Coke, but
most of
Hennessy
my-
goes so well with. But that's a
That's
cognac.
that's not
and this
Hennessy.
is a brandy, a French brandy at
is
that.
Cognac. They're
That-
just
There's a
they're
different.
made
There's a
differently,
different level. you
but
know.
they're
Your Uncle Junebug makes Hennessy in the basement. Okay,
I have a
Who?
cousin, Junior.
see
Lord.
that's sad. And I bet you he drinks Hennessy or 211
It's
Or
been
Martell.
long since
Or
I
Paul
done seen
Masson.
him.
or Skull.
I don't know what
Or
that nigga
Taco
drinking on. I ain't even
Vodka.
know,
Look,
dog.
Taco
Let's
Vodka
see,
has
girl.
gotten
Or
a lot
if
of
he
us
even
to.
drink it
Or
anymore,
Mad
'cause
Dog.
a
Oh,
lot
I
of
was
them
about to say
niggas-
Mad Dog. That Mad Dog child. I'm scared of motherfuckers that drink that. Or Four Loco. Just stay away.
Them drink lice.
or I forgot the name of that. Or Wild Rose.
Child
Yeah.
bless. Fix blossom.
At least 100% juice. The apple juice. That's good.
Yes,
All right,
and it's not a
ask us
cocktail.
question.
All right, so what we gonna do today, people? Because we had to change topics or change shows at the last minute. We are going to play a game. There's this new game out called Let's Talk. It's a card game to allow people to kind of get to know they peoples a little bit better. There's 3 different types. There's an after dark one, which you probably will hear a lot of those questions on here today. There's a relationship one, a couples one, a ladies' nights one, and just a simple, first date icebreaker. So we only gonna go through a couple of them today. And I'll probably drop the link in the actual episode. So if you guys want to order it, you can go ahead. Yes, they are kind of sponsoring us, but not enough to put money in my pocket. But we're going to keep going. All right. So we're going to jump out the window because this is horizontal refreshment. They wouldn't want it any other way. Do you think it's okay to fantasize about other people during sex with your significant other? Why and why not?
Do I think it's okay? Yes. Could I do it? No. I couldn't fantasize because if, like I was saying before the show started, like if you turn me on enough to make my dick hard and we're having sex, I don't need to think about nobody else. So but the person in front of me. Only time that may be is if like you're in a relationship and you're not in the mood and you're doing it for your partner, like maybe then I guess. But I really don't, because by the time if I'm not in the mood, by the time I get hard, like it's like okay, now I'm in the mood, even though I wasn't before you did.
So you
this.
telling me you've never thought about another different person while you were with this person?
I can't say I never did, but I don't need to. The question was, is it okay? I said yeah. So I think it's okay, but I don't participate often in thinking or fantasizing about someone else.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's okay. It's nothing, wrong with that. I probably wouldn't tell my partner or advise telling if you do that, because that would lead to a whole bunch of questions, insecurities, blah blah blah. It would lead to making the situation worse than what it needs
Sometimes
to
you
be.
got to a little white lie to save people feelings, child, and
Big
that's
facts.
okay.
That lie will still get you in heaven.
Hello.
I don't know how I feel about this actually.
How would you feel if you found out Doug occasionally pictures Nicki Minaj?
He used to have a crush on her too. I don't know. He might
What about
still
if you
do.
found out Doug occasionally pictures our high school friend Marlena?
Problem?
So it's a problem with
First of all,
regular.
that was very specific.
But
had to
that's
think of somebody.
different. That was very close to home.
We just having
a
regular
celebrity
conversation,
is
Tish.
one thing,
Okay.
but somebody I know, okay, nigga, now
Okay. How would you feel if Doug accidentally said somebody else's name?
you know what? See, I hate y'all. See, this is bullshit. We starting off wrong. All the fuck goddamn ready. See, I would have
We don't
to
have a
forgive
specific
him
topic.
and
We're
give him
playing a game.
pass because once upon a time, way back in the day, I had called him my ex's name. And eventually he got over it, but he gave me the silent treatment for like a day and a half. So
Have you two ever done that? Said the wrong name?
Yeah.
No.
Why do I believe you? Like I can see you.
No.
That is not a surprise to me.
know you have.
Well, the reason being is I usually say the wrong name when it's in the beginning. So I may call you the last
Understandable.
person I was talking to. So
That's exactly what happened
I
to me.
called Stefan Deontay like twice. You know what I'm saying? I accidentally called Terrell Stefan once, like back in December. So if it's early, but you know what's crazy is I've had to stop myself from accidentally calling Terrell Scotty a few times. And Scotty is like an ex from 5 or 6 years ago. But the reason I feel like that is because he keep getting compared to Scotty as far as like the dedication and love type thing. And so every time that I'm associating them with each other a little bit, not with the negative traits of Scotty, but just that I knew Scotty loved me, and I think everybody knew that. But knowing that Terrell feels the same way, so like saying those names together, I'll be wanting to be like Terrell.
Beat me up, Scotty.
And this is why men just call their women back.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Yeah, I call him Bay more than anything,
Because
but
it keeps you from making mistakes.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna switch a little bit.
Next question.
All right, if your mate refuses to dance with, let me back it up. If a woman refuses to dance with her date at a club, later she spots him on the dance floor dancing with another woman. She gets upset and leave. Who's wrong?
She is. The hell? She didn't want to dance. He asked her to dance, and he went and found somebody who did. What the fuck are you mad about? If you want your man to dance with somebody else, then dance with him, bitch.
I think that initially
Ditto.
that is the initial emotional response. So I guess my follow up with that. So I guess imagine y'all being the ones who didn't want to dance. Let's just say you might just not be in a dance, but you might be injured. Let's just say if y'all need, because it doesn't specify why they didn't want to dance. So let's just say y'all were in the club.
If your knee,
And y'all didn't want to. Y'all didn't want to dance.
That's very different.
Or let's just say if your spouse really wanted to go out, you didn't feel like it, but you went out because you love them and you didn't want to dance, and then you see Doug, you see Terrell dancing with a girl or another guy.
See, dancing with another person, period, would have irritated me. But I wish like hell he would dance with another nigga. But
like hell yeah.
But hold on. Also though, I am not the person like if. First of all, if I'm gonna dance, if I'm dancing, first of all, every person that I've dated knows how I dance. I'm not the one twerking and backing it up and doing all of that stuff. So I'm always up for the dance. If you're gonna dance on me, then yeah, so I would never say no.
Like
Unless I was mad. Like, no, I don't feel like dancing with you. So,
like the other twerkers in the
Yeah.
Jamal, you're a twerker.
Oh my God. Hey, Janae.
Maul be throwing that thing. Okay, that ass be moving. I'm sorry. Like, it's a sight to see. It really is.
I'm secure in my sexuality.
I've had a.
But I
It's
just
like,
want you to
I would
know.
like to see that.
I'm just saying, maybe do a TikTok and show these girls what to do. I'm just saying, I like girls, but you ain't got to worry about me.
Yeah, man.
All right. This is the answer is the two that is not you. Okay. Which one of the two people would you trust the most to babysit your kids or your future kids?
Ma.
I've known her since I was.
Brittany.
That's kind of unfair for me. I feel like because
Yeah.
even though she didn't say me, I feel like
you and his mom.
I feel like if it could have been her against pretty much anybody. I feel like the only people I would choose over her would have to be related to me, or maybe like Alex.
If it was between me and Ma, I choose him too.
Even with Alex, I would choose you because you are a mother.
Yeah, that would be definitely my reason. You know what to do.
So let me ask you two, why neither one of y'all picked Donnie?
Because he was against Jamal. Didn't you just hear me say that? Like,
I see you do it.
I
guess-
said I would choose Jamal against
So
myself.
you got to go out, and the only person who happens to be available is Donnie. Is Lil Britt going over there?
She can go to-
Yeah.
See, Uncle Donnie, she gonna do the same shit at Uncle Donnie's house that she do at all her granny's house, and that is exactly what the fuck she wanna do. When we go over there, he be like, "She can do that. Leave her alone. She can do this. She can do it." She just gonna get spoiled, so she can go over there.
I've watched kids before.
Yeah.
I meant to tell you, your makeup is on point today.
I was having a really stressful day today, so I had to do it.
Hey,
Normally
so
you do
the
your
topic
makeup when
we're
you
playing a
stress.
game
I noticed
today,
that.
and I appreciate you. I miss
It
you
makes me
too.
feel
We got to get
better.
together on our birthdays, child. Period.
All right, Ma.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be Brittany because obviously she's a mom. But
you
I
know,
mean,
moms don't mean
yeah.
good. They good with other people's kids. They just
I
good
see
with
her.
their
And she
own.
good with her kid, and I mean, I guess if it came down to, I wouldn't mind if, like you say, if Donnie did, because I feel like he's very protective, and the baby would be good. Like
I would.
he's probably overprotective.
Donnie would definitely be a sitcom for me in order for me to see Donnie babysit somebody. Kid. Not saying you couldn't do it, bro.
I've babysat
It's just-
kids
you got
before.
a niece too.
I have a
I
niece.
see how you
yeah.
know your niece. So.
So-
All right.
And
Now-
his niece is like his daughter. Like,
Yes, I love her to death.
that just
Now,
makes
I
him.
think you guys have actually answered this on one of the 15 episodes you've already done before. But do you prefer to be the dominant one or the submissive one in the bedroom?
It depends.
Yeah, that is depends.
Depends.
I like doing both.
Now-
Last time I was submissive, I got handcuffed.
You smile a little bit too damn hard.
That shit was nice. That shit was nice.
See,
Y'all some married
I-
freaks.
I like being a submissive one, but you're not gonna handcuff me.
I was
I need to be able to move.
He tickled me with his feather.
I got control issues, child. I start freaking out. Like, are you trying to stab
That's why I
me
like
or?
it, 'cause normally I'm like, well, for a long time I was the dominant one, and I was okay with that too because I like to ride as well.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It was
I-
just it was nice to like kind of give up control and be handcuffed because you got to put a lot of trust in your
You've
partner.
been married to this man long enough. I hope you trust him enough.
Right.
I guess. I think I was the one who bought them, so
Probably did. It probably came in your Commerce Candy Closet package.
Shout out to
but
Compass
I've been
Candy
meaning
Closet.
to make a purchase soon. Very
Yeah,
soon.
I
am right.
Ooh.
This podcast was
Right,
brought
this
to
is
you
not the
by
conversation to have in your
brought to you
bag.
by Vitamin Hill. I definitely am both. I mean, I've grown more into like being like verse, obviously, since the pandemic, March 2020. Start of then is me like really bottom, not the first time, but me being really comfortable with it in a space like, okay, I can do this. So I would definitely say both. But even when I'm like bottoming, I need to get better at letting go of control. I guess I'm a controlling person
Same.
to some degree, but like even when I want to switch when I want to switch, and
Yeah.
I want to do this, or let's take a break, or get off real quick, or I tend to, which can be nice sometimes, but I obviously don't want to do that all the time. So
Sometimes we fight for the control. That'd be fun too.
I mean, I was somewhat submissive before I came here.
Yes, God.
I hate you.
And taking that DD. Oh, is that daddy dick?
Before it was DD.
Does that mean daddy dick?
I don't.
If
I
it
don't.
did, it does
It
now.
said and taking that DD. So I'm like, is that daddy dick? Like,
For this show, it will be. Okay, for this show.
It's a wonderful question.
All right.
Darius.
You love saying his
He's
name,
like
don't
that.
you?
Like a vampire.
Do.
Let
I
I.
sure do.
He does sound like he has a whole casket in the basement.
Michael said, "What did I just walk in on?" Well, all right. Period.
All right. Next question. If a man tells his cheating significant other that he'll forgive them if they didn't give the other man oral sex, they said that's silly and refuse the answer. Who's wrong?
Y'all
I hear that again.
Wait. So you're saying that the person that
So-
cheated had
Okay, so let's say you and your boyfriend, you found out they cheated on you.
mhm.
You said, okay, cool. I can forgive you as long as you didn't suck his dick.
Oh,
And they said, that's dumb. I'm not answering it. Who's wrong?
who's wrong? The person that cheated. Period.
But that would be like the least of the thing I'd be worried about.
I mean,
Wow, you
I,
said
I
that.
I do think that matters a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because if you got your dick sucked, that's one thing. If you were sucking dick and then you come back and kiss me,
But they
that's
also
another-
fucked too, didn't they? That didn't specify.
Well,
they
fucking,
said that was a stupid question because that's what they did. So they're saying
Yeah.
they're not answering the question because they sucked dick.
so it's like saying, you have a very intimate partner that everything is on the table. So because you said, well, as long as you didn't suck that dick, I don't care. You cheated. I can live past that.
I can live past everything except you second.
Right.
I'll just walk away like, well, I could care less about you. But you fucked the person. Y'all fucked each other, came on each other.
I say I care about all of it. Honestly,
I'm walking away.
me personally.
Dog, Jamal, why are you so graphic?
Can't you didn't let him came in?
It was like,
I read into the car as a
that's why you're the cerebral one on the show.
You give it
Right.
context.
All right.
I can't forgive none of it. I know, Michael.
exactly right.
All right.
I know.
All right. Do you see any similarities between you and either one of your parents?
See, that's what I'm saying.
And what are some of those? Mhm.
Say question again.
What are the similarities you have with your parents?
Oh Jesus! Can we skip this question, please?
No, just give me two.
Listen,
Give me one from mama and one from daddy.
Listen, one of my best friends, Eric. I was just on the phone with him yesterday, and he was literally just telling me how I sound like my mama to a T. We have the same exact sayings, and then over the pandemic, I kick it with her the most. So I really sound like her now. Like I don't know what all I was saying, but he kept saying, "Oh, you sound like Crystal." Like every 5 seconds, it was so annoying, and he act just like his mama.
Not just like her,
Mm.
but
Hey,
I
pretty
ask
ding
a lot.
dang
I'm
dong.
way more open minded than my mom.
True.
But
True.
I have my mom's attitude. As far as it's very defensive. So like people be like,
Oh, so that means she's a feisty little broad.
and she is. She's
Okay.
sweet though.
And she gets offended by like nothing, like stuff that you don't need to offend her with. Like,
I get that from like
I
I'm very
definitely can't have a
defensive.
conversation with her then.
I'm very defensive. So like if like somebody at work the other day was like I was working in a different city and so I was like looking for something. She was like, you don't know how to do your job. I was like, why would I not know how to do my job? I've never worked in Kenosha and I work in Milwaukee, so I know how to do my job. I just know how to do it here. And she was like, I was just joking. I was like, oh. Then I started laughing like, oh, I'm sorry.
Dog,
But, like,
you can't be the sassy gay, bruh. Like once you the sassy gay, that stuck with you.
But no, at work, they was just saying today, they was like, that I'm a mood because at work, I'm so chill usually. Like, I'm so chill. They be like, if minding my business was the person, it would be Donnie. We be like, Donnie, at the building on fire, you like, as soon as I get done with this call, I'm going to get my coat. Because like, Donnie is chilled, but that's my work persona though. But yeah, I get the defensiveness from my mom. And then I also get, you said 2. So.
Yeah, one from your mom or one from your dad.
Well, from my dad, I don't know him like that, but I know that he loved to drink too. So I got that from him, even though I don't really know him. He was a pastor who used to drink Hennessy in the pulpit. So, yeah. Yes. My dad was a self-proclaimed pastor, but somebody was putting him in their pulpit though. So
we gonna have a conversation. that you not finna slide. That's a lot to unpack. Okay. The fact that you a PK is a lot to unpack.
yeah, I guess technically.
Where his mama at? He may as well have been.
True. And I was very restricted like a PK. Like I was very sheltered and protected like a PK would be. Right. So mom was very religious growing up. She not as much anymore.
I heard, yeah.
But yeah. What about you, Ma? Because I'd be interested.
Oh, Michael, silly.
Where it go down? Yeah.
My dog.
I guess I'll start with my mom, so that's easier. As much as my mom is a Gemini. I'm not really into signs, but maybe y'all know. So my mom's a Gemini.
Yes. I'm
a Cancer.
She a Cancer too?
She a Gemini.
Oh.
So I feel like we have always kind of like clashed because
I can see it.
But I think we are similar in the fact of like very stubborn, very it's our way. And this is the way it is. At least that's how I am at home. Yeah, like this is.
I was about to say, I know you're not trying to say it's not true.
Right. And it's funny because I think that like very maybe controlling when it comes to like our spaces. Because when I'm like outside of my home or things that are mine, I don't care what we do, but it was I'm particular. So like, I think we're both pretty particular. And I think unconsciously, without even knowing, I have her like spirit of like dancing and partying and stuff like that. And it's funny because when I'm around her, I like to not show that. And she's like that, and I almost be like kind of embarrassed, like, Mom, stop. But
you don't want to do it with Mom.
Yeah, but when people see me and they're like, you just like, your mom, or who you think you get it from and stuff like that. Dad's a little bit harder. I don't know. I got off the mic. Let's say that. Because obviously we don't have the greatest relationship, but we've obviously seen each other more now, but growing up. So I guess I don't know. One time I look like him.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna change the question. I look just like him.
Oh, you know what else?
My dad both smoke a lot of weed.
See, you get the weed and the alcohol from the dads.
I like a lot of women. I definitely get that from my dad. My dad had more side chicks than anybody I've ever known.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like real talk.
He had more side chicks than Charlie Sheen.
He did. Dog, what I tell you, every time I turn around.
He said he had 3,000 side chicks.
You know what? It's possible with Charlie. My dad.
Like, I guess I'll say that the Perry game, the Perry like promiscuity and things like that.
Not he didn't mean that.
I also act a lot like my grandma too.
All right, so that was a regular question. All right. What's the longest you've gone without sex?
8 months. I remember them 8 months. Them 8 months was the sophomore year of college.
Answer was going to be the most interesting one.
Yeah, mine's simple. 8 months. I want to say it was either like 2009, 2010, but nowadays, as long as I go, it's like a month or two.
Dad had ghetto twins.
My dad had project twins.
I'm going to say maybe 4 to 5 years.
Whoa!
What the hell?
Well, I can elaborate because so I first
after the first year, you just said fuck it. I don't.
So when I first had sex, it was like 14. And that was my girlfriend at the time. Broke up.
Oh, I forgot you.
Weren't thinking about any of that. Then I had an encounter with a guy in high school. And that was like
what
16.
If that's the case? Shit.
That don't count.
But no, so from like 16 to 21, I didn't have sex. So.
Okay, so after 21, because we don't count nothing pre-high school.
Because people had sex at, you had sex at 18, 19, 20. That's when y'all really was getting. So I didn't do it. 18, shit. 19. 20, so 5.
Nope, that don't count. After 21. After 20.
How much 21. Sex did you have at 18?
Kind of was wild, fam.
Exactly.
I never went too much longer than I think at one point me and Doug was broken up one time for like 6 months. I think 3 to 6 months at one point. That's probably the longest. If I gotta go after 21, I met him at 19. So
All right. So what's
You
the
never
long?
go too long.
Well, I was like, what's the
Break it
longest
up.
when y'all together?
Maybe like a week or two. Won't let too.
Y'all was
long go
busting it
by.
down after the baby was born. That's nasty, fam.
Listen, everybody was like, "Hurry up and get on birth control!" Like we couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to
Like,
drink either.
Bro, like you supposed to wait at least 4 weeks to heal or something.
6 weeks, I thought.
And
That's
right
36.
after that, I tried to hop right on it. I didn't have no stitches, no bruising, no pain, no nothing. I was ready to hop up on that.
That's how
thing.
Lisa's second baby was. It fell out of her. Child, when the nurse asked her if she wanted anything, she said, "Oh, wine cooler."
Yes.
That ain't nothing though.
I told Doug to bring a sandwich. I'm going a year without on. Not that one.
Oh,
Come
this
on,
is Jeff.
Jeff.
I remember Jeff.
On more than one occasion. Jeff, you was a busy man though. So
I was busy in college. That's what I said. Like,
All right.
I had my first like counter since the guy is 16 when I was 21, and we tried to have sex, but I didn't even really know how to have sex with a guy, so I tried to put it in like dry, and then,
ouch.
and then after that, it was probably another year before like I did it. So I guess if we talking after
You
21, a
traumatized
year,
yourself putting it in dry. Hell.
Right.
like this how it
Ooh,
works.
Lord.
Carpet burn on the dick.
Ooh,
Like,
Lord.
damn, even I know don't go in dry. Yeah. Damn. Feel sorry for all of y'all involved.
You know, I'm definitely not the smallest.
Oh, it
guy
probably
either.
got
It ain't even
lubricated.
about that.
So-
No little
Eventually.
period. It don't matter.
But you know, if you got a little, you could
God
probably
damn.
Got me clenching my
No, no prep time will ruin anything. All right. If a man proposes to his girlfriend and she declines in public, I have to make sure I say in public.
That's embarrassing as hell.
Exactly.
Say yes.
Is the
in the
relationship
moment.
is the relationship over?
I don't know
Shit, for
about
me,
over.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you're the only
I ain't gonna
one.
propose again. You better propose to me next time.
Wait, it says if a woman proposes to her husband.
If
It
a man
says-
proposes to his girlfriend. So in this
Oh.
case, if a man proposes to his significant other
If I was a man,
Oh.
and they did it publicly and they said no,
Yeah, if I propose to you,
is it over?
you better say yes in front of everybody, and
I
then
can tell you
then-
that.
later you be like,
like,
we're not ready for this. But I think that's why conversations before that is always important to make sure both of y'all on the same page. But if I do all this elaborate shit and you tell me no, yeah, I might break up with you. I might get back together with you after I get done being mad. But I'm definitely breaking up.
She could have accepted the engagement and waited a while. to get
Exactly. I was like, you could be engaged forever.
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
So that is
Engaged don't mean you gotta get married right away.
all right.
True
So
facts.
that is Tiana. That is Ladarius's first cousin.
Oh, hey, family.
Ladaria.
It's over because if she declines it, then you not the one she wants to spend her life with, and that's period.
Period.
And if I under that impression, bitch, we got a problem.
All right.
Mhm.
Questions being asked to you about the other two. No, actually about all three of y'all. Each one answers. Who will be the first to start the fight?
And what?
Donnie,
Let's start the fight with what?
it don't matter. Whatever
Any
the
fight?
whatever the situation is, this motherfucker right here. It's definitely not Maul, and I'm probably gonna be too high. It is this motherfucker right here.
I don't think I'm the first to start the fight.
Out of the three of us, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, out of the three of us, yeah, I have because I was gonna say I've de-escalated so many situations in the
Well,
past
you have
couple
calmed
years.
down so much. I'm not trying to take away from that. But out of the three of us, my nigga, it will be you first.
Right. Who you coughing at? Like, just, who you coughing at?
Listen,
She said
I'll be
that
at the
so
bar. Let somebody bump him.
You
And we
coughing?
got
Oh,
him all
yeah.
white. He
No.
gonna be like, he gonna
First of
start
all, why
talking
are you at the
dread.
bar in all white?
Because we're gonna
This
do
is
all
not
white
a
party.
this is not an Earth,
At
Wind,
an
and
all-white
Fire concert.
party.
We're gonna do
Excuse
an
you.
all-white party,
Okay,
sir.
if it's
And
an
then we
all-white-
gonna go to the bar after that.
If it's an all white party, everybody's already
But
not
I'm
trying to
talking
get
about
close.
going to the
You
bar
know.
after
And my thing is,
people have a tendency
I don't
to
even
bump
care
you and
about
stuff.
bumping because I could have on all black. Don't bump me and not say nothing. And it usually tends to be our less melanated brothers and sisters who
Right.
like to bump me and not say nothing.
As
But
soon as he starts swinging them dreads,
no, this
he
one
relax
guy.
and start breathing.
Remember
hard.
Angelique's birthday thing? I was like, you bumped into me. He was like, you're at a bar.
Yes.
I was like, I don't give a fuck where the fuck I'm at. You don't bump into people and not say
Right.
shit. And I walked up on his little ass.
Who you coughing at?
What you didn't see was because we was there with family. The family had started to circle around Buddy. As soon as Donnie started pointing his finger, we started circling dude. Because regardless, as soon as dude would have swung, the rest of us would have swung
50 more
less than
hands
seconds
came out of
later.
nowhere.
Lil Warren was there that day, and he would have
Yes.
swung first. The
Yeah.
crazy part.
He
Yeah,
was
and
one of the ones circling.
Yeah, and I hate it because, like you said, like I definitely been like, well, you had a you're at a concert, and I get that, but at the same time, you still even because I bump into people. And even if
But
they
I
get
say,
heavy, I still be
excuse
like,
me,
excuse
though.
my
Yeah,
bad,
I make sure I say excuse me. Like, I'm sorry.
Even if it's just quick.
I bump into people too. I know we're drinking. I know we're at a bar. It's gonna happen, but it's about the respect that you show after it's
Listen,
happening.
you bump
And then
it
if you
hard.
bump me hard enough to make me spill my drink,
you
my
feel
nigga,
that.
You felt that.
You feel that.
So
One time when we were out at Company Brewers, somebody had bumped me into Lilo Allen, one of my friends on Facebook. Hey,
No,
boy.
that's a lot of women to bump into.
And I didn't know it was her at first
I don't
because I
know who
wasn't
that
paying
is.
attention. And I was like, oh, okay, my bad, excuse me. And she was like, oh, it's fine. I was like, I know you, but like it was still just a
natural
just a
instinct
mutual-
to
exactly just say, my bad, I'm sorry, like it's a little packed in here tonight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
You knew the answer to that question when you asked it too.
I just wanted to.
You coughing it?
They didn't know. The listeners didn't know. I'm just grabbing the
Just
questions.
needed some water.
listeners know.
I'm just grabbing the questions, and if it works, I ask it. Okay. All right.
No,
I have Zeus, and I have yet to.
I have
watch
Zeus,
it
and
yet.
I'm not
I haven't
interested.
watched
You stopped watching the Bad Girls Club show on there though. It's like with all the old school Bad Girls. It was good the first episode. Natalie and Tanisha got into it. Judy and Sydney Star got into it, and Christina and I want to say Natalie got into it too. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Zeus is coming up.
That's our.
I got
That's
a
the
little
show
money right
recommendation for the day.
Yeah,
Check out Bad Girls Club.
It's called Baddies
Awesome.
ATL on Zeus because they can't call it Bad Girls Club for legal reasons. So it's
Understandable.
called Baddies ATL on Zeus Network. So y'all check that out. Santana also has a show coming. I think his show starts next week, where he's looking for love. So that should be funny too. So
Everybody
Saucy
It's gonna
Santana.
be hilarious, and I feel like he ain't even look. I feel like he ain't even looking. He's just doing it because like
Yeah,
let's
he's
give
just
me a
doing
show.
it. Just to have a
Looking for
show.
love.
That's
Yeah.
my
Can't wait to see
baby,
the
though.
gay
The
guys are on
gayness-
there.
It's gonna be gay and ghetto. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
full of
And I
both.
can't wait. I love
I
that.
think I might actually check that out.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny.
That sounds like a
That
mess
is
all
one
over the place.
Rapping ass mofo. When I'm ready to go out, that's what I put on.
He gives me more bars than the City Girls. No shade. What's up?
Well, he do love them. They friends.
I think he might have been writing for him before he
It's
started writing his own
possible.
stuff.
It's possible.
All right. You're turned on. How do you let your significant other know without saying anything?
Brush up against them.
Yeah,
It's,
kinda.
especially if we're in
Just get
bed.
close. Or if we're laying down.
I feel like you just take the dick.
So it depends, right? Because sometimes I'll look at him and I'll be like,
No, you are not a cartoon character.
and then sometimes I just take it, just reach in there and just start giving me.
Yeah, I
head.
feel like
You ain't gonna tell me nothing.
it's times
I
where
don't
like
think any man will ever tell a woman no,
Exactly.
yeah, I think that's
especially if they're married to them. That's kind of like a given.
I think I start
I feel like that was
like I'll
too-
kiss your neck
Let's do it.
and then I'll like start kissing them and then or if we're laying down in the bed, like I'll press up against them.
I'll go to the bed later.
Yeah, that's more my thing. Like if we're
Oh,
I'll
sure,
spoon or
that's fine.
something.
And you feel it get hard and you just nudge it against someone.
He likes to poke me.
Poke you just like with his dick or oh yeah, that's normal. I thought you meant I'm horny. I'm like, oh, okay, that's different.
I'm childish enough that I do that. I would poke body
That is
parts.
hilarious.
Do you?
I would die laughing.
I poke body
Right.
parts. We
I would not be
childish.
able to take it serious at all.
All right. So since we still here, what's your bedroom name or alter egos?
Oh, I got one.
Oh, me neither.
Y'all suck.
Baby.
Daddy dick.
Diddy.
Daddy, yeah. sometimes
I'm
that
naming
comes
the
out.
episode
Depends,
Diddy.
I guess it depends on like
Ooh, that-
how high and drunk we are. Then we don't remember the shit because
All right. Since we here, let's shift.
I haven't been that drunk.
Your best friend tells you they accidentally made out with your ex one time while they were drunk.
while you were dating.
Y'all still together. What happens next?
That would be the face. Too. Like, why do you tell me?
you know what? It's funny because it's him. So it's like if he was on the down low, oh well, like
So what you saying? If him and Doug popped the ecstasy, all of a sudden you walked in one day and
no, if it was him and Doug, I'd kill both of them.
That would
they
never
they
happen.
both high.
Ain't
They
enough
don't
liquor in
realize
the
where they
world.
are.
I don't give a
Ain't
fuck.
a fucking liquor and drugs in the world for me not to know who Doug is. It's like he been a part of her life for 10 years. Mine too.
Right.
So, that's like saying I'll kiss my brother if I get high enough. Like, no.
Zone, I look like a Harley Berry poster.
No, so for me,
the Belvedere playing tricks on
for
you.
me, that's an ass whooping. That's an ass whooping. It would be different because I was gonna say before you finish the question, it depends on what ex. Because if you kissed certain exes after I was with them, I don't give a fuck.
And then, I don't like
it said exes, but they said while y'all were together.
Like that.
Yeah, like because if you would have kissed Chaz, I'm like, oh, okay, well. Congratulations, happy birthday! Hope you loved it. Like,
and you found out, like, so it's not like y'all playing a game or truth or dare. It's like,
no, you probably they telling you now that they were ex, so it's probably a game.
I'll drink. if it's the way we play,
if we weren't together, it depends on the ex. But if we were together, regardless of whether I care about the ex or not, it speaks about your character and your loyalty to me that you could do that to me while I was with them, while I obviously did care about them, regardless of how I feel today.
Even if they were under the influence.
Y'all was broken up.
No.
Yeah, even if they were under the influence, yeah. I mean, that means you wanted to do it while we was together.
None of Alex people, I can't. I'm just
you
not
whore?
programmed like that. Not even none of Marlena people.
I think, and I also think that people. I'm glad I entered into this gay space at a certain age because, yeah, because if I had been 19, 20 in this round, this motherfucker, it would be some well whooped asses already today.
Ooh.
So. I'm just thinking for maturity and growth.
Let's run this next one.
Hey, they slapped my butt. I ain't do nothing.
Shut up.
Clarify. I just want to clarify. That's a reality TV go.
Right.
Listen, I'm a little twisted. I haven't eaten yet, and I'm feeling this.
Should have brought my weed.
All right. You're meeting your best friend's new significant other for the first time.
This sounds.
Now, this is going to be tricky for you.
Very familiar.
While being introduced,
hope you're not watching.
You awkwardly hug because you both have had sex before.
Oh, that.
Who should tell the best friend?
Me, and I will tell immediately. Brother, can we step into the room?
So this happened to me, and shout out to one of my gay friends that I consider a close friend. I think Jamal knows who I'm speaking of. You know him too, but I don't want to say names out of respect to privacy for him and his relationship and putting it out there. But I do have a friend who introduced me to his boyfriend, and I was like, oh, okay. Like we did stuff like in the past or whatever. Oh, yeah. So I waited probably like a month or two to text him and be like, because I wasn't gonna say anything if they weren't gonna be serious. If you introduce me to this guy and then y'all not together in 2 weeks, like it's pointless to cause all this drama. But I waited like 2 months and I said I had to tell him something. I took him to a restaurant and I told him what it was, and he took it well. He just was like, oh, okay. He was like, how long ago was this? And he was like, did y'all have sex? And I said yes.
A question that really needs to be asked.
So then he was like, okay. He was like, it was before me. I was like, yeah.
And I think with the question will broaden it to like any sexual type of experience, just to because I don't think in my case has been any, I guess maybe full on sex, but it's definitely been people who I'm close with, and that situations happen. And yeah, there's a friend, and it's very interesting. I think it was mentioned to the friend before, but it never was really in depth. So then the friend ended up, I think we were just in the car together, and then he asked me, and then just laid it out there. So a lot of times, at least in my situation, it'd be hard to like, I don't even know how to like bring stuff up. And then a lot of times I was like, okay, it ain't that maybe big of a deal because we didn't.
Thomas brings up
we didn't do it all the way.
And I was gonna,
and it is that that's very
like,
true.
Is that because the way I've been told from people from the LGBT, it's always sex first, relationship sex second.
You gotta hear my story.
Well, hold on. He said something about the LGBTQ community, so I wanted to say something about that. That's a stereotype. That's not always true.
That's why I said
And
I'm saying
because I met Cavante off Jax, which is supposed to be a sex dating app, and we waited to have sex, and we actually had a meaningful relationship before we did. Didn't last long, but we did. Now, also to his point, it does happen in the gay community a lot more often than in the straight community because you have to realize how much smaller it is, especially if you only date black men, because the LGBT community is a spectrum. But if you take out transgender, lesbian, and everybody but the G, and then you eliminate all the other races of the G, and you only date G's of color,
and you in Milwaukee,
and you in this city, it's bound to happen.
Yeah. So back in high school, my mom started dating this guy.
But you need an iPhone.
We moved into his place and all that good stuff, and his son went to Nicolay. So I would go and I would watch his son basketball games and stuff, and I met this boy. Started dating, messed around a few times. He was a player, broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together, broke up. After a while, my mama literally told him, "You can't come back here no more because you're not finna keep making my daughter cry." So that was the end of that. Years later, my cousin, I see her out at a bar, and she's like, "I want to introduce you to my baby daddy." And in walks the dude. And the only reason it's even significant is because we had sex a few times. So it was like, and I never told her either because I was just like, "This your baby daddy. Y'all trying to date. I don't want to fuck that up in no way, shape, or form."
So were y'all messing around when, let's say, they were together?
No,
okay.
She did not know him then. She couldn't have.
No, because
they met way later.
Niggas do shit like that.
I always tell it happened between me and one of my cousins too. And I always tell, like, if let's say I was in the same situation, it'll be awkward. I play it off in that moment, but I'd be like, "Girl."
But women don't typically take that kind of information well.
I think because gay men
they become insecure with it.
It's super hard
because they already have infidelity issues between them. And I already knew that because she was talking to me about him before I met him. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already hearing shit. So I'm like, I don't want her to be looking at.
Yeah. And I think we talked about a little bit of this
part of that equation.
I think we talked about this a little bit on the show before, even just like in our community, we might just maybe deal with or accept certain things in a different way than potentially our straight counterparts.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Just because I process things differently. So let's say that somebody like, I don't know, man came and was like, Terrell and I used to fuck around 5 years ago. That doesn't bother me.
Because that was 5 years ago.
Exactly. Right. So it doesn't bother me. So I would want to know that though, because why are you hiding it? Because to me, when you hide it, it's like, is there still something there? Is there a reason for this? Like, why are you trying to be secretive with me and I'm close to you?
Yeah,
you know
and
that's
different.
Contrary to popular belief, straight men are like that as well too. Like, but we're very selective with who it is. Like, if it's the one we actually want to settle down with, and we find out that she dated, let's say, my guy or someone from the crew back in high school, that would still bother us. Only because we know our guy, we trade war stories in so many words. So now we're thinking of all these war stories that this nigga told, and it's like, okay, well, which one of these are you?
Yeah, and I think,
and then we started looking at them differently.
Yeah, you tap into that,
and then the whole Kanye thing, like, who taught you how to do this? Yeezy taught me. You don't want that to be your boy is the reason why she can suck dick like this.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just different because for me, I'm like, okay, so if like Jamal, Berto, Maine, David, 5 years ago, they don't care. I don't care that I'm dating this new person, and I'm like, then first of all, I'm not asking somebody where you learn how to do this at. So, and if I know that Jamal dated this person and he's fine with me dating them and they were together, whatever, that don't be in my head. It don't be in my head.
And if you were that friend in question, I would tell you, but because I know that you're like that. But in my experience with the women in my life that I've had in my circle, you've known a lot of the situations I've been in.
Yeah.
I've had to tell bitches a lot of difficult things they didn't want to hear that was the truth, and it never ended up well. So
I don't think either one is wrong per se. I would want to know personally.
Bothered with
I think
shit.
like your life experiences shape your worldview and how you move. So
yeah. I mean, I'm in a relationship now with someone who used to date and has had encounters with a really good friend of mine. Conversation happened. It technically didn't have to happen, but it happened, and everything's past it. And I think when those sometimes everything's situated, but sometimes when those conversations do happen, it might eliminate. It could go either way. It might or might, but it can eliminate maybe insecurities, thinking different things, or any type of questions you might have. They're out there, so you don't have to necessarily think about them anymore. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I protect people.
I think that question got a little bit too deep. too deep for the intro. It was real. All right. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. This is based on your current relationship that you are in right now.
Sweet Jesus.
If you stay together for the remainder of your lives, it would be because of what?
I thought you were saying me or them.
Absolute love.
No, each for your current relationship. Why would you say that this is a person you would stay with for the rest of your life?
Because I don't question whether or not he loves me, and I haven't felt that in a long time. I know he does.
That he loves him.
I know he does.
I haven't felt that in a long time.
Love
wasn't about you.
We all in love.
Love and
that's important.
Love and our joint and our love and our assets.
Oh, that part too. But I'm never mind. I take it out.
Assets, investments.
I'm not doing any of that with Terrell.
Rings.
Everything that's mine is gonna be mine.
And that's some
and it's a prenup. I don't want to share.
Y'all have like 3 different.
And when I guess
I'm shaking my head at y'all for 3 different reasons.
Yeah, well, I guess it could be that, but also I guess that's why I said as and didn't say like joint assets, or did I say joint assets? I don't know. Love and assets, because like we might have certain things together, but we also might have clearly things apart. He wants to have the business. I want to own houses. I
don't want to go in business with him.
But that's Ladari's gonna have his own business. I'm gonna have my own things, and there might be. But
because my thing is, because as I thought about that question, like, because they're like, okay, you get a prenup and everything is separate except for what you do together. But my thing is, I don't want to. I've seen too many relationships, and I think knowing my personality, where you over involve yourselves in each other's lives. This is a relationship, not a business. Well, it is a business if you think about it in the aspect of a marriage. But I don't need to add another business to the business, if that makes sense.
I think it all depends on the couple, because me and Doug met at work, and we've always worked together well. It's just been our thing. If nothing else.
Yeah, I think it depends on the couple. But that's why I said I'm not doing it with Terrell. So
and
there's no need for assets to be split because we won't have any.
All right, now this one's gonna be more. Gotta get wild real quick. What's something you've done sexually that your mom would consider disowning you for? I hate when you smile.
Well, I know Glenda Carter ain't listening. I think what she would disown me for is when I was 19. Oh Lord, I can't believe I'm about to say this. When I was 19 years old, back when I didn't know what douching was, when I didn't know how to clean stuff, or
you booty dushed?
No, I did it.
Okay,
I do now. So hey, mom. But my ex, whose name I won't mention because he watches from time to time, but he got shit all over my dick. And I was like, I don't care. I just want to keep going. So we did it until I came, and it was shit all over the condom, all over the towel.
At least you put a condom.
So what colors does that make? The white and the burn.
Beige. It's called beige loving or truffle butter.
It was not a little shit. It was a lot of shit, so it was brown.
Y'all could just smelling everything.
Yeah, smelling and everything, still fucking. Like,
room just shitty as fuck. And again, shit happens.
Right. Again, shit happens. Nah, shit shouldn't happen like that.
A little bit.
It's like he took a shit on my dick.
Wow. And he was still pushing it out.
He was ready to get that off his chest. You been holding on to that, Donnie?
What? No, I've spoken about it before. I actually don't think that's my first time telling you because
It ain't, but yeah, it's not.
I remember you telling you and all my friends like, "Oh my god, it was shit everywhere."
Oh, Lord,
Like, yeah. No, it's funny because he said, "What color is it?"
So I was thinking the white, the brown.
How much cum do you think I have in me? And this man's taking a shit on my dick. Yeah.
They can't.
Probably the time that I got caught by the cops.
Oh yeah.
You think your mom would disown you?
I don't know about this.
Got caught by the cops doing what?
See, the thing is,
It's a whole fetish.
is
I'm not
really,
into that.
She's really open.
Jeff, you want to tell us?
Jeff, you trying to tell us
We're
something?
like best friends, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not yucking your yum.
Maybe the underage sex.
It's too late now.
It's too late now, but if she could have, especially back then when she finally found out when I
Now,
had
when
a
you say
miscarriage at 16.
Now, when you say underage sex, are you talking about that you were having sex under 18 or the guy you were having sex with was over 18?
Both.
That's horrible.
Exactly.
Her, never
Both of you
mind.
are terrible.
Terrible, but
I
it
had a
is the guy's
miscarriage at
fault.
16, so all that rolled into one for sure.
So somebody had recently on one of my shows basically told us that her husband that she had been with for a while, he had been trying to get at her since she was 14 and he was 20.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and she thought that was appropriate to share.
It was
Right. I would have
It
kept
all-
that to
that was-
myself.
1934 anymore.
The way the conversation went. The way the conversation went, we went down that rabbit hole, and that it came out like that.
Sometimes was she drinking? No, I'm talking about when she went to show. Because I know, like sometimes you like. That's why I was like, I had to watch myself on Joey's show because when you get to drinking and get to talking, you say shit that I'll be like, damn, I didn't want to say that.
Joey was trying to get y'all fucked up, though.
Real slow.
Right on Joey's show, and he want you to drink. I'll be like,
Donnie used to tell everything.
Yes, that first or second show I was on, I was telling all my business.
Donnie I'm sitting on the couch sleeping. I just hear Donnie confessing to everything. That's where we first started calling Donnie a wild boy.
I was just telling everything, child. But
Saying.
yes, I had to slow down on Joey's show. That's why last time I'm like, he ain't gonna get me with these shots and all of this stuff.
Just imagine if you wouldn't have started this show, you would have been his permanent co-host. You definitely would have told on yourself weekly.
Yeah. Well, no, I probably would have learned just as quick. Like, we can't be drinking that much on the show
weekly.
I guess to answer the question, because there's a couple, I thought about the police thing too, but I guess probably it'll be a then and probably now. She's probably looking at me like it's crazy, but my girlfriend, who I lost my virginity to,
that's so funny hearing them all say my
each other, we had all of our sex on my mom's bed.
Ooh, I've never done that.
I've done that.
I've never done that either.
always
Your family don't
thought I
count.
did.
That is, your mama probably encouraged it. Like,
Why would you think that?
Yeah.
No, the Mimi side and my side are two different sides.
oh, okay. I was about to say.
So, yeah, all on her bed. And we had sex quite a bit.
My mom actually accused me of doing that several times, but I never did. I could not bring myself to do that.
Well, I just
I've
didn't
had
know 'cause
sex.
Or my little twin size bed.
Yeah, I was about to
That's
say.
See, and I just said I couldn't get physical in the twin. Ain't no room.
I had a
Listen,
bunk
you better
bed.
make
I wasn't
that
doing
little
it in
twin
there.
work.
That's terrible.
I wasn't doing
ready
it.
to have sex with my mom bed.
I couldn't do it either. Especially, it would be different. Like, I don't know what I would have done if every other bed in the house was preoccupied. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, I would have did it on the floor before I did it on my mama's bed,
Nah,
which I have done.
I was beating so many
Me
cheeks
and
down.
one
in
of my exes used to
bed.
do it. Like, we used to do it at Christmas parties in the bathroom on the floor and
my
stuff like
God.
that. So, like, there's always
That's a
some
big
place to do it.
bathroom.
It was, child. But at
I
the
think I like your bathroom now.
My mama,
Oh.
my mama
Yeah,
bed
hell
was
no.
the right height to
My
get
mom is a light
nasty.
sleeper, so that
My mom
never
was
work.
too. Well, I got away with a lot until that day she caught me and one of my exes naked in my bed
Ooh.
and kicked me out the house. And I was 24. Yes, in that. Well, not really that moment. She took my keys and kicked me out, but then she let me. No, and then she tried to stand there. She was like, "Y'all put y'all clothes on," and she stood there, and I was like,
Oh
Put
my
your
God.
clothes on. I
This
want
was
to
with
make sure
Scotty.
you do it.
"Remember when I snuck Scotty over And then we got caught naked. Yeah. It's the Lord. Thank God for having your own place now, child.
This is an ignorant question, but I'm gonna ask it later. All right. A man is dating 2 women. He lies to one about this and is truthful to the other. Which one does he value the most? The one he lied to or the one he told the truth?
I'm going to say, depending on what it is.
He lied about having 2 women. So one woman he told him, you're the only one for me. The other one he says, yeah, I'm dating a couple of people.
I think he cares about the one he lied to. I think he cares more about the one he lied to. And I think that because he's trying to protect her feelings and he obviously wants to keep her around, because the way women are set up, if you were to say that to a woman, you kind of don't value her or her feelings.
Brittany?
I want to be the one he told the truth to.
That's why.
I hear the question again. Read it one time. I was processing and then I lost.
Guy's dating 2 people.
Okay.
He lies to one about the relationship, but he tells the truth that he's dating 2 people to the other one. Which one he cares about the most?
Have I done that? No.
That's why I can speak from experience. I care about the one I lied to.
Yeah, I would say the one you lied to, because I guess
Backwards, but
it is, and it's because it's one of those things. Like, I guess everybody don't think the same. Some people think crazy, but some people think a certain way. So I guess if the one you're dating alone and that's the one you want to be with and potentially pursue something with and trying to build something with, you're building that, but at the same time, you're not totally ruling out these other options. And the other one might just be a fling. Like, we're dating, whatever. I don't care.
See, and I agree with Brittany, the one you tell the truth to. Because the number one thing a woman wants you to do is be 100% honest with them. By telling her, I'm kind of dating a couple of people at the same time, you're allowing her to openly make a decision of where this relationship can go.
That's true too. But we don't date women, so I mean.
Well, the same thing with men. That's why I changed it when I told Jamal whoever they're dating. Because, like, what if he's bisexual? Mm-hmm. So what if he's dating a guy and a girl?
True.
Or I think
this happened to me where this guy was like, listen, you're not the only female I'm talking to. I talk to several different chicks right now. I'm not trying to date nobody serious. But he was like, you number one. If you call and a bitch there, she gotta leave. And I was like, oh, shit, cool. That's all. And he told me.
But how you know that's the truth?
Right.
He made it clear that he was. I've seen it. Yeah. Well, in the past.
I've seen it.
Mm-hmm. But he made it clear that he wraps up with everybody too, and that was a huge thing for me too. And I didn't really want a relationship out of him either, so I was okay. Like, I'm like, shit, cool. Like, no problem.
And I was gonna say it just depends on the stage of all of it. So and we talked about this before too. So in the beginning, there was me. And then let's just say there was multiple people. Ladarius was one of those people who I was dating. I knew from early on that he was the one that I wanted to date a little bit, even though I know we was gonna end up together, but I knew he was the one that I don't mind going on dates with you. I'll go out of town with you. I wasn't trying to do it with other people. One of the other people. So, like, I didn't necessarily tell him that, like, I was dealing with other people, and he didn't tell me either, because it's like we said before, what you don't know won't hurt you, even though we could have been. But at the same time, at those stages of dating, especially trying to get to know each other, I feel like it potentially could have hindered our relationship, because it's like you would have started thinking of, like, okay, so who else is he talking to, or do I know this person, or who you have?
But then I think that goes down to, is lying by omission still a lie? And in my opinion, it is, because just because I don't tell you something, but it's still true, doesn't mean, because that's like somebody being HIV positive, like, you didn't ask, the conversation never came up, so I'm not saying anything, but you're still lying because you should have told me. So I think
something that's life or death, though.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, not
depending
necessarily
on the person's
right, but
where
it's a friend you can't get rid of at the end of the day.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And you should allow them to have the opportunity to decide if they want to take that risk.
But you should allow people. I guess,
and that's why I agree with Brittany. Like the person you told the truth to is because you're allowing them
to
make them decide
determine.
what you want to do. Maybe you're not about to. Maybe you want to go get bitches together now. We don't know.
But that
might change the relationship.
I'm not arguing y'all point because I do think it's valid points on both sides of the coin. But I
This
was
is one of
more
the
so
tricky
speaking
questions.
to Jamal and saying like just because y'all didn't have the discussion doesn't necessarily mean you are not lying.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because you could lie without saying anything because you're not saying something when you should be.
Or you both unconsciously just know what's up, which I think was the case, and we both protected each other, like we wore condoms, things like that, because we know, like, I don't know what you're doing, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like it was kind of spoken without being spoken in those certain type of things.
All right,
but that's also like when me and Doug first met. I had a boyfriend, and I was honest with him, so he could decide how he wanted to maneuver. He decided to steal me,
and
he won apparently.
Exactly, like. I don't know.
10 years
the truth.
later.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
We're
gonna go ahead and ask this last question to wrap it up.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna ask each one of you this question, and you're answering it based on the other two people.
Family Feud.
Okay? Oh Lord.
How does the other two people make you a better person?
Oh, I got this question already. I'm gonna cry.
Oh God,
you go last.
Because I'm tearing up already.
So I'm gonna start with the easiest one, even though they're both pretty easy for me. So Brittany has like been my friend. Obviously, we say it all the time for like since we were 7. So what's that? 22 years. Like, damn, we getting out. But Brittany definitely makes me a better person. Just in the aspect of I'm held accountable with her, and she lets me know too that I feel like I'm not crazy when I talk to her because she makes me a better person by understanding me when the rest of the world don't, and she will defend me when I am right, and she will let me know when I am wrong. So she'll be like, I don't know about that one. But Brittany has been by my side when it's been a room full of people trying to tell me that I was wrong, and she understood and saw where I was right and has defended me to those other people. So it makes me a better person because it makes me more accountable knowing that I have somebody in my life who is not afraid to be like, you're wrong. Because believe it or not, people don't like telling me that. I don't know why.
Okay.
For Jamal, I will say that Jamal has made me a better person because he's made me more open-minded since I've met him, and he's made me I guess I got to know myself better with Jamal because he's made me me and Jamal have a very honest relationship. So like I could talk to Jamal about anything and not feel judgment, not even the least bit. Like I could be like, bitch, I got syphilis last night. He'll be like, okay,
God.
well.
Oh my.
Right. Like,
well.
I'd be like, so do they have a cream for that? Have you gone to the doctor? Have you told the person you slept with? Like, bro, why are you telling me first? Are you telling me first?
But no, Jamal keeps me he keeps me open-minded. No, like over everything. And I think that makes me a better person because I think that before I kind of just thought about how I think. And I'm still not perfect. There are times where I still think the way I think is why the fuck would anybody think different? But I'm way more open-minded since I met him. Long story short.
God damn you long-winded, Donnie.
Yeah, we all are. Shit, you haven't noticed?
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to give y'all this question now and work our way to it. Jamal?
I would say since meeting Brittany, because obviously we probably known each other I'm trying to think the word. Not the least. I was gonna say the least longest, but I think that's the way to say it.
The least amount of time.
The least amount of time on the show. But I would definitely say Brittany has changed my life in the ways of like, well, one, we're both cancers, and I think I think specifically getting to know you and your spirit and your honesty and just the way that you have, you know, your friends back, like all the things that pretty much Donnie say, like I see that. And even though like I'm a new person still entering your life and experiencing those things, I am happy to have like a very honest ride or die accountable type of like person, because I mean I have those people in my life, but I think just the way that you walk through the world and are on this podcast and in the settings that we are together, really, I think somewhat like helps me, try to pick up on those traits as well too, because I think some of those traits I am still growing in. So I would definitely say that.
Yeah, that's why what he said. Like, I don't like when you come to the podcast with like when you up too upset, because sometimes I be needing your energy to pick me up, child.
I always feel so bad.
But I know I can't be selfish if you had, because that one Wednesday before last, I was in a great mood, and so it didn't really affect me that you didn't come high energy. I'm like, hopefully she can feed off mine today because I'm in a great
I
mood.
be so trying to like soak in it because seem like every Wednesday either Doug or Bella one of these.
Yeah. And I would say for Donnie,
Had to laugh first.
right.
Everybody has to laugh before we talk about that.
He is somebody who, I could have never predicted that I would be friends with or get to know. I didn't, a lot of people I think in the community have known Donnie or known of Donnie for a while and things like that. And that really wasn't the case for me. So when I saw him, whatever, at the early events or the skate nights or the barbecue and things like that, it was cool. But to see our friendship evolve and to have a friend like that in this community, I really do appreciate and cherish like those Black same gender loving relationships, because I know that has not been the case for me for a long time. So to have someone who is who shares the multiple identities with me and be as close as we are is a super big impact in my life. And like you said, the honesty and the no judgment is super important. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is going to follow us right to the grave. Right in there.
Unless I ask the right question.
And I'm appreciative.
Unless I ask the right questions on that.
No.
Not this.
Now, that's one thing. Hold on, I will tell my business before I tell my friend's business.
Or we're gonna have a way to say it
without saying it. It's gonna go over some heads, child.
Right.
And I'm just super appreciative of that. And I feel like I'm excited every time I see you.
Period.
All right, Britt, wrap it up.
So I'm actually gonna start with Donnie. Don't look at me, because I'm just gonna start crying immediately because
Oh, you so sensitive.
I'm a Cancer, because we've been rocking and rolling forever, and people always ask us separately why we ride for the other one and da 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 da. But literally, that's what. Which one is the woman? Yin yang, whatever.
Yin yang,
don't
the
matter.
yang to your
Whatever.
yin.
Like that's us. Like we just understand each other. We get each other, and we hold each other accountable. We tell each other the truth. And once upon a time, that wasn't the easiest thing to do. So to get to the point now where we can even say that with ease is, really, really serious. And then when he went through his health things and he was really depressed, it was really hard. But I knew I had to be there. And then when we lost Warren,
Oh Lord.
yeah, we've been through a lot.
Let's have a moment of silence for Warren.
Before you go into Jamal, I have to say, because I want to lighten the mood a little bit.
Because Donnie just started crying. I'm like, okay, look,
No, I didn't start crying.
Shouldn't
I
have
didn't
asked
start
this
crying.
question.
I'm like,
But-
I'm holding it.
Her crying is gonna make me emotional, and then Warren on top of that. But what I want to say is that like it's so small, but it was so significant that day. I mean, if you know me, you know I love Nicki Minaj. So Brittany was my ride to the funeral, and we literally listened to nothing but Nicki that day. Mind you, Brittany can't stand Nicki, so that just goes to show like one of the things that she did for me, just as I was going through a tough time, to kind of help heal a little bit. And I mean, it was small, but it was significant, and it was significant enough that I noticed. Like, damn, it's another nigga.
Man, listen, everybody in my life knows Donnie is just like my everything. Like when he's involved, don't even try to like stop me or anything because they know Donnie is just my everything.
It's to the point that her parents, well, her mother and your husband and Doug knows. Like, they don't even worry about her with me, child. She is in good hands. Period. And nobody gonna do nothing to Brittany if I'm there.
And then in such a short time, Mr. Mob P has become like one of my sounding boards, specifically recently, because I meant to thank you when I walked in again, because Doug started his new job this week. And if I didn't trust you the same way I trust him, I would have never said what was going on that day with me. Y'all both were so helpful. You know I love you. I can't even get it all out, but yeah. I love these guys.
Damn it. There's all this crying. It's just ruined a great ass episode. Anyway, I'm tired of these three already. But this has been another episode of Horizontal Refreshment, the saddest podcast on my network.
We are
It's still wet.
We wet from the tears.
It's still wet, but it ain't the
Wet
kind
from
of
these
wet we
tears.
expected.
Megan got a song called Cry Baby. Come on, and it's all about sex. So look.
But I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go ahead and close this show out the right way. First of all, I fucks with these three. They are probably one of my top 5 podcasts on the network. Taking consideration 1 and 2 is my shows, but so that means something.
Really top 3.
So that means something. But I like these guys. They actually make my Wednesday. I will bend over backwards for them, and
Right
then
now.
some.
Right.
All right now.
Pause. Because I like.
Oh my.
Because I like girls. And
You've been over foie gras.
I like my girls not to be married to, so that's not where this part
Let her
is.
lick that ass.
But these are some wild boys, I tell you. But anyway, make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. That's Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, or wherever else you listen to your podcast. Yeah, I just made sure y'all was officially on Amazon today.
Everything going good with Apple now?
Nice.
Yeah, everything on Apple is good now. I figured out what
Okay.
the problem was. So we good there. Everything should drop like normal. We go live every Wednesday, 6:30-ish. Best I can tell you.
Sorry, y'all.
Ish. I'm gonna make them create their own YouTube page because apparently Brittany don't know her own Facebook login anymore. So
I forgot to try.
no, we was supposed to try. I know how to do it, but we're gonna worry about that next week. Make sure you join us next week as we maybe talk about the second half of this polygamy. If not, we'll continue to play this game. This shit was fun.
Either way, it'll definitely be a part 2 or something.
Okay.
All right.
Jamal, take us home.
All right, and I thought Tom was still in my job.
His role, right.
But once again, you've tuned into Horizontal Refreshments, the wettest podcast around. This is season 2. Catch us next Wednesday, like Tom said, on hopefully our part 2 of polygamy. We thank everybody for watching, all the comments. We love all of y'all. See y'all next week.
Deuce.